We are live in Madison Square Garden, where the largest form of Godzilla has been found. Who knows what we shall see or find? But we are here. All by myself. Well, actually, I'm not. I got you, Will.
It's
Thank you
looking
for
pretty
being
lonely
here.
here, though.
I can't hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, it's still looking pretty lonely here, though.
I'm looking lonely. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Where is everybody?
I don't know. I think I scared them off. They like Will better,
No,
understandably so. Ooh, sweet. I'm gonna work on the thing I've been working on. I've been trying to build this project for my team. All right, so
what's it gonna be?
I'm trying to build this like business rules kind of like simplified rule designer app where it's like you can log in as like a normal user and you get access to a dashboard that shows you all the rules you've created. You can create more rules like a statement rule, truth table, and matrix rule. And like I'll just limit it to those three. And it's all like driven with flows and stuff because you can build flows that create other flows or other designer elements. And so that's one of the common use cases we see people use decisions for. And so I wanted to every Friday I do an internal training with the training team, and I teach them something new about decisions because I want to grow their knowledge and also grow mine because there's some things I've learned that this doesn't work when I do X, Y, and Z. So I can't get this permissions to work on this specific dashboard. I'm trying to figure out what's needed. I wonder let's see. I think it's because I just have can use over here. Maybe I need like can use can view maybe. Hmm. Oh, oh, oh. I see. Oh, that's not what I wanted though. Okay, so okay, but this helped. Okay, so I have my permissions set wrong. Okay, well, here we go. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna move this off, and I'm just gonna do it live, just so you at least got some content on this. What do you call it? Lunch and learn. So I got no questions. I'm all alone with my buddy Will Clemens, and so we're just chilling, chit chatting, having the best time of our lives because fun is what you make it. So what I'm doing as I was talking with my buddy Will about a couple seconds ago, is I'm trying to build like a simplified rule designer where it's just you have a dashboard where users just see the rules they created and then they can kind of create their own rules when they need to. So what I'm going to do is I've been trying to deal with this. Like this is the because this is my account. This is the test account that I've been working on, and it's got right users are not going to have access to this entire project. They're just going to have access to their own like folder extension project folder right here. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on right now. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to let me it's like should I mess around with this any further because I can go with some really cool stuff that I think people would like. If I can manage permissions, I will. If you can just keep a lookout on the attendees and just let me know if
Oh, of
someone joins
course.
because I'm just going to be building something. All right. So let's see. I got open can view, but I don't want them to overview. I just want them to use, but I want them to be able to like can use browse page. Because I want them to be able to get to the dashboard, but they can't really get to the dashboard. Open portal. Okay. And so my problem here is like they don't, right? They got access to the folder view here, but the problem is they don't have access to um my business rules page. As you can see here, I have this business rules page. Where is it? I have this business rules page right here, right? So I want them to be able to use that page or have the ability to use it. So I wonder if what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go down to this page. It doesn't exist. Hold on, phone. What? Where did it go? Okay. Oh, I created the page with the configuration folder. Dart. Okay. So well, because I wonder, I don't want them to view. So let's say if I go to folder view here, can I page? Sure. So can I permissions this? You can't permissions this. Okay. Can I permissions this? Manage permission. Nope, you can't permission that. Okay. So I can't do that. So it's gotta be. So I wonder, because I don't want them to view, but I wonder, can I right click the configuration folder? Is there a manage? I can manage permission of the configuration folder, and there's no one here. So I want to say, can use, I don't think them to view it. I want them to use, and I want them to view browse page, and I'm going to pick the business rule user kind of custom group I've created. And let's see if this changes this particular user's access. So I'm going to full screen this so we can see this bad boy. Click here, and it doesn't show me that. I wonder if it's because when I created the record, I may know why. It's not the default thing. So when I go to data types, I'm going to edit this, edit define structure. I think there's a way. Okay, define. Okay, hey. Oh, yeah. But now I think I have to delete that one. Because the default page is going to be the business user, whatever I name the thing. This is why you don't name things long names, because then you have to remember it and it actually matters. So I think it's like business. What did I call it? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. My telephone. My telephone. Anyway, where is the page? There we go. A business rule. I think was it business rule user app. Horrible name just because it's too long. That's why I should just call it like BRUA or something like that. And then it would have been easier. So if I go to data types, yeah, if we go ahead and let's edit this, and I want the default page not to be the folder view, but to be this thing, this bad boy. So now when I save this here, I don't think it's going to retroactively attach to my folder because it's not the default. I could be wrong. So let's refresh this and let's see. Yeah, it don't look like, wait. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete this thing, manage. And we're going to, I just want to delete this thing. Oh, I can't because I didn't enable that thing. Let me, for sake of testing, I'm going to actually enable like the delete action just so I can easily delete things. So I can go to the default delete action on any data structure. It kind of helps when you're kind of testing and just doing things. I don't really want to create a whole flow because that's just a lot of extra work that I don't need when I can click a checkbox and then click save. And Bob's your uncle. And then we can go ahead and work on this, even though my uncle's name is Steve. Well, not really. But anyway, so now what I can do hopefully is now I can right click this and you'll see the delete action for it. I think it's in what is it? Create new rule dashboard. Oh yeah, that's right, because I changed that action now. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Haha. My bad. Manage. And
Hey,
can I
we
delete
have
folder?
we have an attendee.
Hey, Jeremy, what's up? I'm just building this project. Trying to create like a simplified rule designer so like business users can log in and just see the rules that they've created. But if you have any questions, we don't have any questions in the chat. So, but if you do, or if you just want to see me build, that's fine too. But if you got a question, you can ask in the webinar chat or the Q&A portion. I'll answer it. Or if you just want to watch me continue building my project and see how I troubleshoot things, that's cool too. So, all right, I'm gonna get energized. And then we're gonna go. All right, cool. So the thing that I was troubleshooting is I was trying to, I want to be able to only show that particular user's dashboard, and I lost the other tab I was working on. Did I close that thing? I don't think I closed it. I might have accidentally closed it. Let's see. Wait, see. Yeah, accidentally closed it. So no, that's okay. No worries. I'm just gonna open up another one. Because now what I can do is let me go to my flows. I have this flow. I had a flow. I forgot where I put it. Is it in here? It might be this one. Yes. So I'm going to create the exact same thing, just testing this kind of user dashboard kind of scenario. So I'm just going to click debug over here. Boom, create that same record that I deleted. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to over here log in. And then now I should be able to see there is this one record. And hey, look at that. We got the business rule app as the default dashboard here. And that's what I like to see. Okay, cool. Now, obviously, I have no rules because this user account that I'm logged into hasn't created any rules. So I need to create an action that allows this user to create a rule. So how do we do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. We're going to go back into my designer as the admin. And I'm just going to create a flow. And this is going to be create, it's going to be action called create rule, right? Which actually could, I wonder ooh, here's a fun thing. I mean, I could do that, which would be cool. But so what I was saying is I'm gonna create a create rule action, which you might be thinking, that's a little redundant, bro. You got the create rule action right up here. Why not just use that one? And yeah, I could, but I actually want to demonstrate how you can create your own kind of custom rule creation action because you have more power to say, hey, what if I don't want certain users to create certain rule types, right? Obviously, if I just click this thing, I can create everything. But let's say I only need people to create a statement rule, a truth table, and a matrix rule, right? Just those three. How do I constrain the designer just so that? Well, great question, Jared. I'm going to show you. So what we're going to do is after this video, people are going to think I'm crazy because I just keep talking to myself. So I'm going to delete or clear all my drawings. So now, and I'm going to create my own custom kind of create, rule. And I'm actually going to call it like create business rule. Create business rule. Boom. So we got that flow. I'm just going to delete this extra annotation. If you're wondering why I have that, I actually changed the base template flow in my environment because I was testing something. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. I'm not going to configure it just yet because first I need a form. So this is going to be display form, display rule types, rule creation, display rule types. We're going to do that, right? And I said, and we're going to have two buttons, and we're going to do this button is going to be called create rule. Boom, and we'll set this name here. Control A, backspace, Control V, and we'll set this. Actually, I should just delete that button because we don't use an action button. If you want just a generic close action as a button with no outcome path, we actually have a button called close. So I'm just going to use that. And then what I'm going to do is this is going to be a relatively tiny form. And it's going to just have, I think I like a radio button list. We're going to use a radio button list because I just like the way it looks. That's literally, the metric here. It was just like, hey, it looks prettier. And I want to, and I'm not going to make this really I'm not going to be really concerned with, what do you call it? Forgot what I was saying. I'm not going to really be concerned with fetching or like trying to make this dynamically scalable. I'm just going to set this as like static text. So my items are going to be like, these are just going to be static text. And I said static. Oh, static list items. And it's just going to be a statement, truth table, or matrix. Boom. We got it. Oh, yeah. And now what I'm going to do, because I don't really need this column right here, we're going to close this guy. Oh, no, I deleted my thing. Where did my other button go? Can I undo? Let's undo that because that was an oversight on my part. Okay, cool. I thought, which one is this? Weird. I thought I clicked a different one. Okay, cool. I learned today. All right, so I'm gonna remove this one. It just always moves to the right. Okay, no, I wasn't crazy because I was like, I didn't click that one. Let's see. I'm gonna move this one here, move this here, and I guess I'll delete this. That's a weird issue. Okay, cool. Now we got it smaller. Move this here. Okay, very cool. Now, same thing. Because I lost some work, I gotta redo this static list items. We're gonna say this is statement rule. And we're gonna say this is truth table. And then we're gonna say this is matrix, right? The matrix, it's all a simulation, folks. All right. I actually want to change the orientation from vertical to horizontal. I'm actually going to also remove a couple of rows. We can do this with the advanced layout, and we can go and we can lose a couple. Perfect. And then what I can do is I can smush it. I can just make it this big. Woo! I can do this, make it smushy. There we go. Now it's perfect. I'm going to save this. This is my create thing. And so now I have my form. I go back to my flow. I open this. Now I do show form. Show form. pop this bad boy over here, and we're gonna pick our create form, pick existing, pick my display rule types. Okay, now I got some rule types that I got to determine. So, so now I got to figure out how to handle this. So do I need a rule? The map's a certain way, or I don't need that, because what I'm going to do is this is a really cool kind of pro tip. How to refresh. All right. So I'm going to go to integration. I'm going to go to internal services. And I mean, I might need the rule type. We'll see. I'm on internal services, and there's a configuration storage option right here. Config right here. Boom. And what this allows me to do is I can open this, and I can actually create different designer elements. So I can create a rule, and you have different types of rules. I can create matrix rule, which will allow me to create a matrix rule, give it a name. I can also let's see, I have a matrix rule. Where's the one that just create rule? Create matrix rule. It's got to go to R. So make create rule. I thought there would be more. Create rule table. Create rule with ID. Create. Create rule table. I just forgot what I was doing. From a template. Create rule from a template and behavior. Create rule from behavior. Create rule copy. What's this? New rule name, registration ID. Yeah, that's just creating a rule with copy. Got it. Okay. Roger that. Okay, where is truth table? There's a create truth table. So maybe I do. Well, I guess I do have to route it. Darn it. I was hoping I didn't need any like routing logic. I was hoping there would be a property called like type or something, and then I could just like pass in the whole like type of what do you call it? The type from the rule. The type of rule I want to create. But it looks like there's got to be a create element step. Create element. This is probably what I'm looking for. Ha ID name template ID. So we do have to reference the template. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. The behavior type, element type. I want to see what this is as a constant. Okay, so this is where I can say it's a rule. And then I could say it is where a matrix rule. Okay, so this is where you kind of would put that. I want to ignore. Can I build data off this? You can't. Darn it, you can't build data off it. How am I supposed to get it? Okay, so you'd have to like fetch the template thing. All right, so just to make this quick, I'm going to create some routing logic. I didn't really want to have to do this, but I'm just going to create routing logic, and we're just going to do an easy string match step. Now that I got the creation steps for the, oh no, I forgot the truth table. No, now I have to navigate back. Internal services, configuration storage. All right, cool. So now we're back here. I need to find the create truth table. All right, so now let's see. I'm gonna do it in this order. So we're gonna create this over here. So now we can create the rule. So we create it, but now here's what we do. We're going to, like I said, I'm going to use the string match step. Probably not the most scalable option if you're actually doing this for a prod environment. You may want, because if you want to add more rules later on, right, you have to think on that perspective. String match step, a little limited, but for the sake of demonstration of just like a simplified rule designer, I think it will be okay. So we're going to say the possible matches are, I think it's a what, statement rule? Is it just statement? I think it's just statement. We'll look at it after. Statement truth table with a space, and we're also adding matrix. Or I should call it Neo. You are the chosen. All right. Let's see. Okay, I said statement rule, so I have to add that because statement is not the same as statement space rule. And let me make sure I got the spacing right on it. Statement rule, truth table, matrix. Okay, I think we're good. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna say statement rule is the create rule, truth table is create truth table, matrix is create this, and then for no match, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna do end form session, and just say, and do no match, do no, and then type for the no matches, and you just say, we could just say constant silly rabbit tricks are for kids, right? Just it's an error message. All right, cool. So now I got this. So now once I create this, now I want to be able to navigate people back to that rule that they created. So I want to do a couple of tests. Localhost. Nope, that's not what I wanted to Google. Localhost. And I'm just going to go ahead and open up. I'm curious what happens if I open up a different type of rule. Is it just a rule ID? So like, notice when I go over here, there's the URL path to get to that specific rule. I'm curious if rule ID is good for all rule ID or if there's like one that says the URL's matrix rule ID. So to test this, I'm just going to create a rule. We're going to create a matrix, and we're just going to call this Neo. You are the chosen one. It's been a while since I seen that movie, so I don't know if I'm even saying the correct person. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. And it said, see, boom, it's a little different, just as I've surmised. So what I'm going to say, check, is I'm going to make a truth table. And I'm just going to see if the truth table also has different. I am a knight of the truth table. It's just rule ID. Okay, cool. Okay, so there's actually actual text for that one. Okay, cool. So I have an idea. So what we'll do here is when I go back to my flows, we go back to flow. Actually, it's already open here. So now what I want to do is I want to navigate that user to that specific, or I want to open that URL to that specific area of the whatever you call it. To that rule, right? So as soon as they create the rule, it just automatically navigates them to it. Or I can have an option and say, hey, would you created this rule. Do you want to go ahead and navigate to it? We can even do that. I'm just going to auto navigate to them and auto navigate them to that rule. Alrighty. So what we do here is, let's see, I don't need this as a message. So I'm going to say this is open URL. I want to keep this in the same window. And so what I will do is on the create matrix, I'm just going to create a create data step for all this. Like I said, there's probably a better way. If I probably thought about this, I can probably have a better way of like making sure I get the right rule ID to navigate to it. So that'll be the thing too that I could do. Did you have a comment, Will? I saw you came off mute. We'll say this is.
Oh yeah, we just had a new person join.
Hey, new person, welcome. My name is Jared. I'm on the training team. I am just building something random, a simplified rule designer for a business user to be able to create their own rules. And hopefully, if I can build it quickly, I can be able to show how we can templatize some rules. If you have a question that's not related to what I'm doing, feel free to ask, and I will answer your question. Or if you just want to see me stumble around and look kind of goofy and kind of mess around, that works too. I'm all for the entertainment. All right, so I'm going to say this is the rule URL ID, and we're going to save this. And so what I will do is I'm just going to say, where did that go? It's over here. I'm going to say this is, it's a constant matrix. I think it's with a lowercase m matrix. And I think it's just rule ID. I think it's that. I could be wrong. I think it actually was that. It might not matter. We will test this out and see. So now when I go through here and then I go through here, oh, no. Edit this. And I'm going to say this is just a rule ID. Whoa, where'd it go? I typed too fast. When I say rule ID, perfect. And I'm going to say, put this here. And I actually could just put this directly here. I don't need to actually change anything on that thing. Because I can say that the output's going to be the same for both of those two at least. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is all of these things are going to hit this step and they're going to navigate to the end. I think that's the layout of it, at least in my design. So, but now we got to answer a question. I don't know where I'm going to store this thing. I want to store it in like the user, right? So for example, where am I going to store this rule? It's got to live somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I want to store this rule in the actual user folder that the custom user folder that I created for that particular user. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say, let's actually go ahead and grab a fetch entity step, fetch entities at the beginning, so it just automatically loads, and if there, and it actually should error out if there is no results, because then it shouldn't work. So I'm going to say this is a throw exception. Throw exception. We're just going to throw it. Just throw it. Oops, I got the wrong path. No, I deleted the wrong thing. Cool. No results goes here. Results goes here. We're gonna grab this. All right, and we gotta make sure our lines are nice and neat, and make sure it's nice and organized, so that if my buddy Josh needs to continue on my work after me, he will be able to understand what I'm doing. But he's kind of just shaking his head on off screen. He said he still wouldn't know what I'm doing, which is quite accurate. So we're gonna say I done goofed. All right, cool. So we got this. All right, now I got to pick my type, which I think I called it. Will, why did I always wait? Haha, I actually named it right. I was just joking with Will earlier. They're like, hey, I should probably not name these things like really long names because now it's hard to find, but you kind of also need to know like what it is. So there's like a fine like equilibrium to naming and data types. Anyway, let's continue building. So I'm gonna say I want to fetch the email, or I want to fetch that folder that equals the current user email that I see here. So we'll do flow data and we'll do current user email. So if I run this and it doesn't find it, so for example, the admin user has no user to run this, so it's going to error out as expected because you got to have a actual user account in the system. So it makes sense. All right, cool. So I'm going to ignore this string match step. We're going to select from flow. We're going to grab selected, which comes out of here, which I'm actually going to use a good practice is where you rename your variables. So I'm going to say this is selected rule type, which will break my connection over here, but no worries. I will re-add it and we'll do selected rule type. Now when I add this, here's the kicker. There is no name. Oh, I need a name for this. All right, so we gotta say, I forgot this. So we're gonna move this. So this is going to be, we gotta tell people, what's the, no, I messed it up. Hold on. I'm gonna say this is rule name, shift enter, boom, we got something here. I'm gonna say this is rule name. The data I want to output is boom, rule name. So now that's generated by the form because I forgot that thing. So now I can say, okay, for all of this, the folder ID is always going to be the entity results, the first one, because I'm querying by no person can have two user accounts. So now I'm going to grab, I think it's the entity ID, which in this case, if you're using a folder extension, the entity ID and the folder ID are the exact same thing. So you can use those interchangeably. Okay, so first entity ID, and then the name is going to be whatever the user typed in here. So, and then we're gonna move here, and we're gonna go to create truth table. Any results, rule name matrix, same thing. So folder ID, I'm gonna say the select from flow. Boom, and then select from flow. And we got this. Select from flow. Put this here, name, and we grab name. So this is just mapping fun stuff. Selected, real name. All right, cool. So now we got this. Where's my? All right, cool. Now we can go through here. All right, now I'm gonna call this craft URL, and I'm gonna say this is craft URL. So now we have here. So now when I go to the open URL, right, it's gonna be different, but it will always have the ID. I just need to change the suffix, which is fine because I'm gonna say this is the URL. Let's see. Oh no, the name is fine. Let's leave it. Rule URL identifier is fine. So then what I'm going to do is, do I get the output of the ID? Haha! I think it's the ID. I hope it's the ID. If it's not the ID, it's gonna be weird. So now what I can do is I can craft this URL utilizing plain text. And so what I'm going to do is get flow data base portal URL, right? And then we get the base portal URL, and I think it should be, was it whatever? Well, I should have all that stuff. And then I think it's like / what comes with the base portal URL? Do you know, Will? Data base.
No, I don't.
Like obviously, guys, I know it's the base portal URL, but my question is like, do I need to add the HTTP? Like what do I need to add? Show pop up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this thing, and then I'm going to constant and just say hello, select from flow, and then I can grab base. Oh, cool. It just actually shows me. So it's the okay, cool. So I will need this part, the primary studio question mark, and then this folder ID stuff. Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to grab my URL here just so I have it as a reference, which I might already have. Actually, I don't think so. So I'm going to grab my handy dandy notepad, paste that bad boy there so I have something to reference, and I know what I need to craft. I shall close this. We're not going to save this, and I will say data in base. We're deleting that thing because I don't need it anymore. And now we're going to go back to this, and now we're going to say show merge plain text editor. We're going to say we need the flow base portal URL. And after we do that flow base portal URL, we need / primary / studio H. Sounds like a comedy club. Studio H. And then we're going to do the folder ID equals, and then that folder ID is going to be the entity ID that comes out of our fetch entity step. That's why we needed it, because I'm storing it in the folder ID of that folder extension record that I create. So first, entity ID, bingo, we got this. Now we're going to do and page name list, and then we have to do and this is where it gets a little tricky. So now I need to reference my rule URL because it's different if it's a matrix or if it's a statement or truth table. So that's why I need to have that different one crafted. And then I'm going to go to do equals, and then we're going to add that ID of that thing, which I hope. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, so I need to change this. Hold on. So because I have three, right? Here's the situation. I have three possible variables that have three different IDs, and I need them all to be the same variable, so that no matter what, my input can look at the same bookshelf and get the same book. But right now, it's telling decisions that it has it on three different bookshelves. So we need to do some data organization, as I like to call it. So I'm going to save. And what we're going to do is over here, I'm actually going to name these things the same thing. So I'm going to say this is rule output, or this is creation rule output ID. I hope it's the ID. I have no idea. We're gonna find out if this thing crashes and burns. Then we all know that I tried. But anyway, so scroll down here, put this here. Now creation rule output ID. Now they're all named the same. Now all I need to do is I can say, hey, notice I have one variable for all the IDs, and then I just add that there. And then the last thing I add is and action equals edit. So that should be the URL that once I create this, it will navigate that to me. Okay, cool. So I haven't tested this, so I have no idea if it works. Let's see how well I did. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the page that I created, which is in data types. And we're going to go here. And we're going to go to this thing. And we're going to say, hey, we're just going to create an action button. I forgot. Button. You don't have a button here. You do, but you have to find it differently. You have to go through I think it's like actions. Yeah, that's right. You go to flows, and then I'll just go to the current folder. I guess there's nothing in the current folder. I go to the business rule app, flows, and flow, create business rule. Look at that. It doesn't look so good. Let's see. So now I have this, and I can refresh this page. Okay, cool. Now this is my end user. It's logged in as jared@decisions.com. It's mocked as my end user. Now, this is where the magic happens, folks. So now we got to see if it crashes and burns or if it does really well. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm testing this, I'm going to use a feature that we don't use too often. I don't see many people use often. And if they do, there's a way to use it that doesn't impact performance, and that's the global debugger. Since I'm clicking a folder action right here on this dashboard, and I have no idea if the flow is going to work because I can't really debug it as an admin because admin doesn't have a folder. You could say just add a folder for admin and test it that way. You can, but I like to test it in a way that's as close to how an end user would interact with it. So I'm going to, on the other screen here, I'm going to show the global debugger, or I'm going to show global debugger, and we're going to turn this bad boy on. Boom. All right, it's on. So now what we're going to do is on the other screen right here, I'm actually going to run that action so that flow appears here and we can see what happens, right? So I'm going to run this rule. I'm just going to create a statement rule, and I'm going to call this, we'll call this we'll say this is Jared's first statement rule. That's what we're going to call it. It's off screen. You won't see it. So now when I click create rule, let's see what happens. Cool. So now I'm going to turn the global debugger off because I don't want it to grab any extra information that I don't care about. So that's how I like to use it. So I know I can only look at the thing that I have. So now what we can see here is if I go to this create business rule right here, I can see the path it took and it looks like it ran successfully. Okay, cool. So now it's named Jared's first statement rule, and I can say we're going to evaluate, and I'm going to actually show this environment back over here. So I'm in the rule designer, so that looks good. I'm just going to create a very simple rule. Let's say, this is test, save, close this. We're going to say not flow data. We're going to say this is a test equals a test. It actually won't equal. Well, test equals something. Sure. Let's see, save, and then we're gonna close. And now look at, as you can see here, I'm back at my dashboard and I can easily view that, okay, I have a rule. And what I can do is if I wanna, oh, hey, I need to edit this rule, I can go ahead and click edit rule and boom, it navigates me back into it. So it's a really cool kind of like end user experience that I have here. All right, cool, we got it. So now I'm gonna close this. Let's see. There was a way. So, okay, so we tested that worked. And just so you guys can see that interaction, I click create business rule. I'm going to create a truth table this time, and I'm going to say Jared's truth table. And then when I create rule, you'll see it navigates me into that rule designer seamlessly without a user having to see all the different, like understand all of the studio and portal and stuff. So you can very much constrain it to what that individual needs. Okay, cool. So we got that. We know that it works. So I can close this. I go back to my dashboard, Bob's your uncle, and it looks pretty cool. Okay. So now the next step over here is let's say I want to give users a preview of what the rule looks like, right? Because as you can see right here, I don't really know. It just says Jared's first statement rule, but I don't know what it evaluates. Now you can say it's because I can't name things really well, which is a true statement. But let's say we want to help guys like me who can't name things very well, and we want to show an image. So what do we do in that area? So there is a way. I have to look it up. You're gonna see me stumble around a little bit, but there is. Okay, we can leave that. That's off. There is. There's a preview image. I think that we store. Select asterisk from element underscore registration where is underscore rule equals I think it's like on for because it's a Boolean value. Okay, so now I can see all the rules that we have. I'm looking for like I think there's a preview image source somewhere. Image. Is there no image? No image. Do I have to store that image? I thought there would be a default one. Okay, obviously, I don't know why I'm scrolling down. There's nothing in there. All right, so let's say, let me check the other things. All right. Is users locked? Okay, lock date time. It's fine. Never export resummate. Owner email. I don't care. ID or service. I don't think there's anything in here. Yeah, there's nothing. Search contents. What does that even mean? Search contents. I don't know what that means. That I just don't know what that means. Okay, so we're gonna ignore that. So we don't have the image, but I want to show a preview. So basically, and just so you guys know what I'm talking about, like, where's my rules? So if I think I don't have it here. Do I have it? Run advanced debugging integration dependencies edit. What's it? Advanced. That's that rule behavior show. Okay. So if I go into my rules here, right? This is me as the admin user, so I'm gonna have a bunch of rules that the other one's not gonna have because I'm doing a current user filter on created by me, essentially. I want to basically have this action right here. So I want to know what flow that's calling. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn, here's another pro tip. I'm going to turn the global debugger on. I'm going to clear this because I don't need that information. We know it worked. You guys saw it. We're good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, where's the tab? Okay, so I'm actually going to hit this show preview action to see what flow this calls and to see where that image is stored, right? Because I want to be able to, if the end goal here, guys, is for me on this image thing, is when I left click this, the image appears right here. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to turn on the global debugger, switch over here, switch over here, right click. I'm going to, where was it? I saw it. I saw it somewhere. This is a horrible time to lose track of where it was at. Come on. Edit. Advanced. Darn it. Where's the show preview? I thought I saw it. That's tags. Wait a minute. I'm not making this up. I was literally clicking on it. So wait, it showed up there. Oh. I think I know what I did wrong. I clicked on the wrong thing. So I got to go here, over here. I have show preview. So now I'm assuming it doesn't run a flow. Where does this thing run? Huh. Hmm. Do you know, Will? I have no idea.
No, but
I
I'll
was
try to look it up.
sweet. That'd be great. What I was hoping is that I would show preview and I would see the flow that runs that to display that preview, but it looks like no flows run. So I'm not sure where that preview is. You let the dogs out. That's a funny one. All right. So let's see. I can't find that. I wonder if there's a flow step. I'm gonna go to flows. I think I have a. Let's do this. Find element image. We're just gonna name it. I'm just gonna mess around a little bit. I think there's like get element image. There's got to be a get image URL. Okay, there's no get image. No get image. We're just gonna put image. What? I don't know what that rule means. Find. Oh no, that's this flow. I got excited and I was like, yes. And I was like, nope. I'm sure like everyone's done that where they actually name it so well that they think they find it, but they really don't. All right, let's just go to internal services, and I want to go to. Let's see, that's not in there. I want to go to configuration storage, or if there's an image service. Let's see if there's an image service. I'm not sure if there is. Oh, image. Let's see. Hey, look at that. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. I think we're cooking. We're cooking here, guys. All right. So let me grab my fuel. So to test this, I think what I can do with this is I can grab the ID of something. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna flip over to this tab. I'm gonna go to my. I'm just gonna go to the rules thing. I'm gonna grab this statement rules one, get the ID, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to constant this, and then we're going to, and then let's see what happens. So that ran, and it should give us a list of bytes. Well, it gave us nada. Is that not the ID it's looking for? Get entity image? It's looking for an ID, no? Did I not give it one? Get image from get image, get entity image. What's this get image one? Oh, that's looking for an image ID. Is that what it wants? An image ID? Hold on, I'm gonna ask in chat. Let's see. Hey, hey, decisions team. How do I get the image of a rule to be displayed on a dashboard? I'm just gonna send them a picture as we stumble through this. Oop, I hit the wrong thing, show preview. Put this here, and I'm going to say, hey, I want to display the entity image user preview. I want to display the entity image user preview on an image viewer on a page and have it change on user click. All right, cool. So I will wait for that answer, and we'll continue kind of messing around. So was it get stored image, an image folder, image name? Uh, I'm really stumped. I thought that would get us that. Get image from document, get image, get entity image, get context type. I don't. So it gives us a whole, but there is a preview image for it. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna stop beating my head against it. So it's obviously not here. Um, get entity image. That's what we already tried. Get known color. Get password check. Get stored image. Let's see. I'm looking. Okay, so you can get the entity image. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Here's what I'm gonna. Here, let's do this. I'm going to, since the show preview doesn't work, I'm gonna fetch entities. Fetch these entities. And then we're gonna go to element registration. That's the name of it. And I just want to fetch. I don't care about getting all of them. That's fine. Actually, I probably should filter it because it's gonna be a lot of. Yeah, I'm gonna filter this thing. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. Parent folder ID. Nope. Let's see. Parent folder ID will be flows. I'm just gonna pick this one. All right. So I probably should have maybe have one or something, and it would be a lot faster. Entity folder. Component registration. Anchor data header class. Service URL. Override service. Create from a template ID. Name. Okay, so that's the rule I created. I don't see any image thing. Element order, anchor data, name, find, element, image. That's okay. Yeah. Where's image? Image. Can I? There's another thing I can do. Let me just copy all of this. I'll open this up in also another notepad because it's easier to, right? Look at this, and I could say Control F, and then we could just find image. Let's go up since we don't find. Okay, up. Okay, so it's just the name that I gave it. There's no property named image. That's unfortunate. Okay, so that yielded no results. Let's see. I know it's somewhere. I'm not sure where. Where that preview is. I know it's somewhere. It's one of the things I've seen this done, and I'm
Is it
blanking
under
on
integration, internal services, configuration stores?
a. Wait. Oh, it's in configuration storage. Silly me. I'm in the wrong section. Okay, got it. Okay, so now what we can do. Let's see. So now we go to internal services and it's configuration storage. And let's just test to make sure that this works. Let's see. Come on, configuration, co configuration storage. And it's like called get preview image, as which is what my colleagues have told me. So we're gonna say let's get preview get, and there should be p. Get preview. Yeah, I'm on the gets. I think I missed it. element get. Find ID by URL, find configurations. What? Let's say get available and get any configuration, get desired items, get them for contact, get type description. There we go, get preview image. Oh my gosh, my eyes just got. Okay, so now we got, oop, that's not what I want. I need to get, let's just get a preview image of this flow because we can get the idea of over here. So I don't have to leave anything else. Let's, hopefully it doesn't break it. And it keeps saying it's null though. I wonder if it's broken. Like, why would it say it's null? Image is a list of byte. Let's see. There is, I think, I don't know if this might not, this might be a little messed up. Maybe it might be a bug. Support, I'm gonna support because I got to work for the same for rules. Okay, so let's try with a different thing. I'm gonna grab a rule. Make sure I did this right. Manage rule ID, copy text. We're gonna go back. Oh, I could have just switched things. Darn it. Keep forgetting about that. Find element, find element image. And then we're gonna say this is the registration ID, and we're gonna copy this. Weird, it just still says null. I'm gonna send this. I think this might be something that whenever I pass an ID in, boom, weird. That's very odd. I don't know why this thing's broken. Because I'm expecting it should be like a list of, or let's do this. I mean, it's probably not gonna work, but what we can do is we can say convert bytes to string. I think it's like, let me just look up bytes. Let's see. Get bytes, or to get string from bytes. That's what I want to do because I'm curious if maybe it doesn't show a list of bytes there, and maybe we'll see if it runs. Actually it doesn't. It's value cannot be null. Okay. All right. There's another idea I can try. Okay, so now we got something. Okay, so that came through with something. So I guess it's something with my rule. Huh. So I guess in my rule. Yeah, I think I saved my rule. So if I edit this rule, yeah, it's got data. I added a rule criteria. And then we'll say this is test equals weird. And I click done, close, and then I say save. So yeah, so Jared's first statement rule. Can I get the order? Go to folder view here. Here we go. Let me get the rule, get truth table, or the rule ID here. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, weird. I guess I didn't save it. I don't know what happened. I think it's my mistake. All right, cool. So now we know we have this thing that can get a preview image. So now all we got to do is we got to put that preview image somewhere. So I think, unfortunately, we might have to use another. Let me go ahead and get this thing. We might have to use another. What do you call it? I don't want to have to use a flow line field because those are just not efficient. We may have to, or yeah, I really don't want to. Whenever you use a flow inline field, you just have to be very careful that you don't use it from like millions of records of data because you will get severe slow performance. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do this without having to run that. maybe it's a form with flow. We could do something like that where we can say, hmm, hmm, I'm thinking, folks. So if I go here, I got all my rules. We got this image here. I don't know how to put it in the URL. I don't think we'd want to put it in the URL. Let's go ahead and go to this page because we got to think about how we're going to add this to this page. I think this is an image viewer. I think image part, image viewer from URL, embedded image. I'm not even sure unless I grab that image and place and make it as a value. I think this may do it. But I can go to caveat this. I don't recommend this design pattern. I just want to see if I can get this behavior to work. So like you could see like what I'm looking at for this dashboard. So I'm actually going to edit this report. I'm going to add a flow and line, let's say background. Or I wonder if I could just get it here. Okay, it has preview. I see. So there's some things that want to have preview. But it doesn't store it. It doesn't have it. All right. Gotcha. What is it? All right. It has preview image, get image by ID. So if I did this, let's do this real quick. So I would have a flow inline field. Like I said, I don't recommend this. There's probably a better way to do this. I'm just blanking on it. Run flow inline field. Wait, no, not run flow inline field. It's just a flow inline field. Let's see, flow inline field. All right, and then I'm going to say pick a create. We're going to pick existing. Actually, I have to test this out. I don't think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work the way I thought it was. There is a way to do this. I just have to figure out where to get that image. So, um, well, that's it for today, folks. Tomorrow I'll also be hosting Lunch and Learn. So if no one joins, I'll probably do part 2 of this, and you can see where I get on it. If not, we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. And I hope this was helpful and beneficial. And I'll see you guys next time.